Good morning, good morning, good morning. First, I want to give honor to God for allowing me to make another video and allowing you all to view. Next, please, please, please like and subscribe. It's right there. I need the subscriptions. The likes are there. Like everyone, not the likes. The views. I get the views because people, they want to hear what I gotta say, and I'm real. But it's really the subscriptions that count. So please subscribe. Um, yeah. Today we're going to be talking about anger and how when you're angry, you're really just giving somebody else the power over you. You know, it is best to be able to walk away when something occurs. But again, everybody doesn't have that capability to walk away. And then what happens? Things that are avoidable ends up happening. I mean, point blank, period. If you don't walk away when you're angry, you can end up saying something or doing something that you will regret. Because when you are angry, you no longer are operating from your upstairs brain. You're operating from your downstairs brain, which is responsible for impulse, unrational thinking. That all of that happens from that region of your brain. And they call it the lower region. To help people correlate the two, they call it the downstairs brain. That's just the lower region of your brain. Anyway, um, yeah, when you're angry, you're operating from that. So let's give an instance. Hmm. Oh my gosh! So I got a phone call. Let me see which one I really want to talk about. Okay, so I got a phone call from my two older sons, their dad, and everybody know I love my kids, and I take them all over the place for sports. I'm literally the definition of a soccer mom. So I needed a favor, which was for him to take the kids to get their pictures. So anyway, his fiance ends up taking the kids. So which is fine. I love his fiance, by the way. She's very, very nice. I like her. What makes me angry is that him, as somebody that I've been dealing with for 7+ years, act like all of his every there's no priorities when it comes to anything outside of her. And I'm like, what? That doesn't work like that. One, him and I have a very good parent co-parentship situation, right? So we're cool. So even before he ended up getting engaged, and even before he ended up with her, because I don't know how long they've been together before, but it doesn't matter. They look very happy and in love, so I'm happy for them. So, but before she came into the picture, him and I had some toxic stuff going on. We had to go to court. We finally, came to a reasonable kind of thing. And so it was cool. Then we started communicating. Just kids go with you, kids go with me. Fine. It was cool. Now he's in another relationship, and now I just feel like it's going downhill. And it's crazy because I don't want him. Let me say y'all. I low key got a obsession. No, it's not obsession because an obsession is very, very bad to have. I'm not obsessed with my boyfriend, but I low key just really want him around me all the time. I love him, even though he gets on my nerves. I love him so much. So I don't even see other guys. Like you could be whoever. I don't even know. Like you could be a millionaire. You could be somebody. Who is somebody that I really like? Shia LaBeouf. Oh my gosh, I just love him since he played on Holes, Holes. Okay, and so I really like him. But anyway, you could be him, and you could be in the room, and I'm still gonna be right next to my baby because I love him. Like he really has my heart. So let's fast forward. I don't give a, I don't care about your situation. So you ain't gotta act like that, okay? You ain't gotta act like that. But I think I went off track. So basically, he told me that I couldn't get any of their pictures because she took them and she paid for it. Do I even have to tell y'all how I responded? I just went all the way off. Like, I didn't hear anything that he said. I just was like cursing him out. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, what? How dare you call me and tell me that's their mom that takes them all the time to practice in games? You is optional. I do it all day, every day. So now you're going to tell me I can only get a picture because your fiance paid for it? Absolutely not. I'm not going for that. Mm-mm. I'm just not going for that. So, um, yeah, that was that, and it made me very angry. And I had to call and obviously apologize because I feel bad when I get that way. And so I apologized. But what I should have did was just be like, "Excuse me, okay, I had to call you back because that opposed to me what." It raised my blood pressure, and now you're mad, and I'm mad, and now the whole situation is just so jacked up. And now, when we see each other, it could be awkward because I hope she don't think I want you. This is my point, but it makes me a little angry. But controlling the anger is the task. I mean, obviously people get angry all the time. But the Bible does talk about anger and how we should rid ourselves of anger. That's very hard and it is a process. But first thing first is to recognize your triggers and what are some things that are absolutely going to cause you to go off. Like, I already know anything about anybody doing else something else for my kids is a little bit, no, it's not a trigger because I don't mind. I really don't mind as long as it's beneficial to them. I don't care about that. What I care about is you not being fair and treating me as their mom because you have a new situation. No matter how many situations you're in, I'm still gonna be their mama. So if you're gonna come at me like that, just be ready for the kickback, because I'm gonna kick back. Um, See, but I'm working on myself. I'm really am working on myself. I'm gonna tell you, I'm really really am, and I know that I'm in for a journey because I mean I've dealt with anger all of my life. There's so much that I could be angry about, or there's so many things that I am triggered from. So I mean I'm just a walking trigger bomb sometimes, but on this journey of helping others, I am helping myself because I notice how important it is to walk away when you're angry. You can kill someone in the heat of anger, and you really can in a moment of anger. You really can. You really can. And so you don't even want to jeopardize that. Just walk away. For instance, I've been traumatized by men all my life. So if I'm working with a man that is like so aggressive, such a I know it all, or it's and or just blatantly just macho man. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? I don't have to. That's a big trigger for me. So I did have an incident with someone that had a higher position than me. He was talking really like, first of all, calling me by my first name. Don't do that. Don't do that. Respect me. Call me by my last name, okay? Don't call me by my first name. Then like his directions were like kind of very very confusing. Hold on. Yeah, he is higher than me, and he was just calling me by my first name. He gave me some really confusing instructions. So, it was really a trigger for me, and I was really, really angry. And I was so angry, I had a panic attack, like literally. And so I just had to get out of that environment because I felt like I couldn't control my anger, and I was gonna tell him off, and I didn't want to risk my job, or all I have going on because I have a lot going on. And I love my job, but I do not. Disrespect is disrespect. So I don't take disrespect very, 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 very good. And so when someone disrespects me, I kind of lash out, and I'm like, don't do that, because I've worked very hard to be where I am, and for you to come in my face and try to jeopardize that, because you know you're not supposed to talk to me like that. You know you're not supposed to talk to me like that. But for you to do that, to try to just to to assert your authority, you're doing too much, boo. I know who you are. I know who you are. I know what you're there for. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to do my job to the fullest. However, I'm going to do it under comfortable circumstances, or we're going to have a problem, and I'm going to do it the right way. So, when I am angry like that, and it usually ends up in like a full-on panic attack. I'm not even kidding. Because I can't control how I feel. I can't say how I feel, and you're being completely wrong. But again, like I said in my last video, wrong can't fight right. So if I would have went off on him, that does not make me right. It makes me equally as wrong as him, and the consequences that I get from that are on mine, are all mine, because and his, because it is what it is, right? So if I would have cursed him out, the consequences from that would have been what it is. That's what I deserved. But being that I walked away, one, it showed maturity on my end, and even though the consequences for me was a little bit bad, because I did have a whole crisis. I had to go see my therapist. I'm like, yeah, no, because I can't believe he was talking to me like that. I can't work it over. Like, I was just like on 10. But again, I don't know if I mentioned this in this video, but everything I do, I want to be an example, and I want to show my growth. And this is definitely a process. Like, this whole entire, even the YouTubing, the Trauma Stops Here business, everything is a process. So even if I'm not there now, in a few years, I will be. I will be able to just say, "Are you okay? Do you need a break? Because you're talking to me kind of rude, and I don't know what that means." So that's where I want to be, and to remain a smile. I'm just at the point where I recognize that my triggers can, you know. I've always had good. I always have ways of rationalizing my doing. So, I know where I could have went wrong. I should have just stayed in the room, and then I wouldn't have had a problem. But it is what it is. And so I just want to encourage you all to definitely work on your anger. If somebody makes you angry, walk away, because you could either end up saying something that you're going to regret, or doing something that you're going to regret. But by you walking away, you have opportunity to reflect on the situation. You have opportunity to recognize your trigger in that situation, and then you have opportunity to now know how to avoid that situation. And that is the high road. And it takes a lot to take the high road. Like, it really does. Like, it does. But it's definitely worth it. So I hope you all have a blessed week. This week is my baby. It's his birthday, so we are going out of town, and I will be filming while we're out of town. Okay, guys, see you in the next video. Bye.